I'm Stacy Holmes, and this is Glordinary, a few moments where we celebrate God's glory and champion the ordinary. I'm glad you're here. Okay, Stacy, I'm going to ask you to step out of the room for a moment, my doctor said. Sure, no problem, I replied. Oh, friend, it was not no problem. It was a big problem, because the moment I stood up, something in my lower back decided it was not on board with that plan. It was, in fact, not at all ready to stand up. My eyes bulged as an inner yelp screamed to come out of me. Literally, all I did was stand up to walk out of the room at the doctor's office. I mean, come on, that's not even a good story. If I'm going to throw out my back, at least let me get kicked by a mule or thrown from a horse. But standing up, it's so boring. Who throws out their back while standing up, while at the doctor? Hi, me. I do that apparently. Cue the irony, right? You see, like I shared last week on our Summer of Sabbath Revisited series, the timing for my lower back to go all Civil War on my upper back is not ideal. My family is soon leaving for our next big hiking adventure to the Canadian Rockies. I've been prepping for over 6 months. Passports, itineraries, scouting hikes and trail conditions, booking the lodging because we're not backpackers, we're not even through hikers, we're day hikers. But I even began this targeted workout regimen to build my leg strength for those elevated climbs. But as the clock's ticking down toward takeoff, my soul, my inner Stacy, well, she has become a bit more agitated, a bit more hurried, a bit more kicked up, minus the mule. Almost like I could sense the rush and urgency to fit everything in. Everything for my family and everything for you and me, my friend. After all, I didn't want our Glordinary conversations to just fall off the radar because I'm going off grid. And I don't know about you, but when I'm pressed for time, I get a little bit crazy. I work my plan harder and I get after it. Just call me Rocky because I've got Eye of the Tiger as the soundtrack for my schedule. Dig in, get her done, tighten my grip, lock in. I become more productive, more efficient. I will take Drago down because everybody knows Rocky 4 is the best one. Which is why I didn't have throwing out my back on my July bingo card just days before takeoff. Could have done without that. Suffice it to say, I've spent this week shuffling my way from my bed to the couch. Scratch all those plans and preparations. It's about to be a few forced slow days. Fantastic. But it was during one of those slow days that I began to think about today's conversation, because of course the pre-planned topic for today would be Sabbath slowing. Have I mentioned how much I love the irony? I love it, I love it, I love it so much. I roll. Yet as I sat on said couch, one verse kept rattling around in my brain. It's 2 Peter 3:9. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promises, as some understand slowness. Now, here's my disclaimer before we go any further. Peter's not writing about time management here, so that would be completely out of context to connect those dots. What he is writing about is the nature of God's patient heart, his sovereign delaying of Christ's return, because he longs for people to come to him. But one phrase from that verse wouldn't let go of me this week. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promises, as some understand slowness. As some understand slowness. It got me thinking that maybe God and I define slowness differently, that maybe God's perspective of slowness and mine might not be in time together, in step together. After all, why do I resist slowing down? And why do I resist being slowed down? Am I slowness averse? Or is there a question beneath that question? I think it's time to chat about, as some understand, slowness. What does God's version of slowness look like? Today, as I was driving to an appointment, I was thinking and praying about the conversation that we would have here today. And there it was again, this urgency within me. God, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. Because let's be honest, vacation often just means doubling up on work on the front end of your trip, right? So as I'm driving to my appointment, I end up behind the slowest possible student driver from the exact same driver's training school that I mentioned 2 years ago on episode 20, Slow Your Roll, Sabbath Slowing. How ironic. I see what you did there, God. Yep, here I was, stuck. No passing opportunities on this section of a 2-lane highway. And when we finally reached a spot where it branches into 2 lanes, the student driver picked the left lane. Mercy. You know what? It's fine. At least it gave me a chance to get around the student driver on the right, but smooth sailing for about 1 minute until I ended up at the next no passing section, stuck behind a garbage truck. Oh, come on. Add insult to injury to irony, because on the back of the garbage truck, in huge letters, it reads, "The Lord is with me. I will not be afraid. What can mere mortals do to me?" Psalm 118:6. Seriously? Being stuck behind the garbage truck with Psalm 118 staring at me, it was almost as if God himself was saying, "Let's get your slowness in step with mine, Stace. Let's get your, as some understand slowness, in sync with me." So did God cause the interruption? Did he send the back injury, the student driver, the garbage truck? Did he slow me down on purpose? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure that's the question I want to hover over. Instead, I think I want to lean more into his invitation. Since I'm interrupted now, since I'm slowed down now, Lord, what are you inviting me into? What are you inviting me to step into at this pace that I would have missed at mine? Because here's the thing. Underneath all the hurry, hustle, agitation, productivity, hi-ho, it's off to work we go, underneath it all is a deeper question. God, can I trust your pace? Can I trust your pace will work? And ultimately, God, can I trust you? Yep, there it is. The question beneath the question. After all, slowing down doesn't make God more present. It simply helps me be more aware of his presence. And maybe that's why I resist slowing down or being slowed down, because sometimes I still struggle to trust. I still get afraid there won't be enough time, enough margin, enough strength, enough of me to go around, enough of fill in the blank. Afraid everything won't get done, afraid of disappointing my family, my friends, myself, afraid of disappointing God. Afraid that I'm on my own and it's all on me, myself, and I. Of course, I don't think I would have had a moment to consider this had I not been interrupted at the doctor's office. I don't think I would have slowed down enough this last week for Psalm 118:6 to settle in my soul, to know that I know that I know the Lord is with me. I will not be afraid. Because if the Lord is with me, then I can trust him. Trust him with my body, trust him with my family, trust him with my schedule, trust him with my work, trust him with my everything. And if I can trust him, I can trust his pace, even when life comes to a screeching halt, because the Lord is with me. Sometimes we just need a garbage truck for some to understand slowness. Remember, you're not alone in this. I'm praying for you, friend. Have a Glordinary day.